Okay, I'm Lee Abel, and I have the honor of speaking with Nkulee Dube, Lucky Dube's daughter, on her first tour of California. First of many. Nkulee, it's such a pleasure for me to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What I would really like to know first off is going back to the beginning. I'd like to know where you were born and who was your early influence growing up.
I was born in Newcastle, which is a very small town in South Africa. My early influences were, I think, Thandiso Mazwai. She's one of the greatest South African artists that we have, musically, I mean. Dance-wise, because I am a dancer, you know, I am a dancer. So dance-wise, I have Lebo Mathosa, my mentor, the person that made me, created the character that I am right now. So.
Right. And how about your family growing up? Who was a big influence in your family?
My mom.
Your mom?
Yes, my mom. You know, she was not that much of a singer, but she loved singing.
So when did you start singing and performing?
I started performing, I think around the age of 16. I was more into dance then, you know, I was smaller, more contained. So I started with dance, but performing I started with the age of 16.
Okay. And right now, the music that you are playing, is this all what you have written?
Yes, except 2 songs in the album. I co-wrote with some other artists.
You wrote the music too, or the lyrics?
Some of the music, and I also co-wrote the music as well.
Okay. Do you play any instruments?
I play drums, but not professionally. But I can play drums. I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you will?
Yeah, I will.
But last time I saw your daddy was playing drums.
Really?
I have a shot of him playing drums. He was very excited because I don't think he'd seen a shot of him playing drums. So how is this tour going so far? How are you feeling?
Wow, it's going very well. The people here, they're just warm. I feel the love. There's people that we cry together, we sing together. Yeah, I just have been having a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you realized who your father was?
I was 18 when I realized. Actually, when my mom told me, because she told me that when I wanted to know everything that I wanted to know, because she got married. So she didn't want to bring the drama in the house. So when I was ready, I asked her to set her down, and she told me, "It's like, okay, this is gonna shock you, right? Apparently, okay, your dad, don't freak out. Your dad is Lucky Dube." And I was like, "Oh, okay. What do you mean?" And she's like, "Lucky Dube, the singer, the reggae, the dreads." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Yeah, that's your dad." I was like, "No." She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No." She's like, "Yeah." And then she told me if I wanted to go and approach and talk to him. And she explained her reasons why she didn't introduce me to him at an early age, because my dad was famous at the time. And, you know, she's a proud woman. She made her own way. So she raised me very well. So very happy about that. And I approached my dad, and yeah, the rest is history.
So how many years did it take you to approach him?
2 years.
And what was his reaction?
Yeah, he was a funny character. So, you know, he came into his office with a friend of mine, Lebo Mathosa, who created this story about me and my dad, her and my dad working on a song, so that I could come to the studio with her, and then maybe he will see me, maybe he will say I look like him, or maybe one of my sisters, or whoever, maybe he'll recognize me. There was no song, there was no studio session, it was all made up so that my dad will be in the same room with me. So got to the office, and they were talking business, and I was just sitting there staring at him like, I know he sees me, I know he sees me. And he had no clue. He was just looking at me like, why is she staring at me? It was all weird for her. I was like, well, why is he staring at me? And then after a few days, I came back alone, and I sat him down, and I told him, apparently I'm your dad. I'm your daughter. And he just laughed. He just laughed. He just called everybody at the office, everyone downstairs to come and listen to what I'm saying. Everybody was just like, what? No, because at that office everybody knew me as a singer, as a dancer, and all that, so they didn't expect it from me because they knew me. But yeah, he accepted me, and then the next day introduced me to his wife, to his kids. Yeah, it was just love at first sight, basically. Yeah.
And you had a very close relationship with him.
Very close relationship, very deep type of relationship. He was very if you were to talk about afterlife type of deep, you would talk about all those traditional things and things that he would want me as his daughter to take over or to send. After his passing, I had to tell elders, this is what my dad wanted to do, this is what my dad said, this has to be done, and all this and that. So some of the grown-ups were surprised that, how do you know such things traditionally, because you're so young, we have to teach you all these things. I'm like, no, my dad prepared me. I don't know, I think he was a prophet somehow, because he prepared me for all this. He would tell me, when things like this happen, you come down, you do this and you do that, which helped, because being a celebrity, his funeral was just everywhere. It was just, so you had to calm down. He taught us that you have to calm down, deal with the situation, and then go back to your emotions later. So, which helped a lot.
Wow. Do you think he had a premonition?
Yeah, I think he did. Because I remember a day before his passing, he sat me and my brother down, and he was telling us about life, basically, like we should go back to school, finish this and do that. He would be angry if you just standing there doing nothing. He would have this attitude about wasting time. He always had this thing about wasting time, especially the day before. It's like, what are you doing? What are you busy with? You're like, nothing, I'm just watching TV. He's like, isn't there something you can do with this time? Like this time? He was always like obsessed with time. The day before, we were like, we're just watching TV. What should we do? Everything is done in the house. So we didn't get it until he passed. So I think what he was trying to say was, make sure every second you spend in life is counted for. I think that's what he was trying to say.
And are you close with the three young ones?
Yes, we're very close. Actually, I'm more closer to Thokozani because he's around. We stay in the same area. So the other siblings, we see each other there and then, but we're very close. We talk over the phone all the time.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite Lucky Dube song?
Slave.
And why?
Because of the story behind the video. When he shot Slave, when he was taking a bottle, like throwing it away, like, he was angry, and then he cut himself. So every time he would tell that story, we all laugh now. So I think Slave is one of my favorite songs.
Cool. And tell us what your future plans are, and when are you having an album come out?
My album is out in South Africa,
okay.
And I think around the world it's going to be available probably in September. Hopefully in September.
Okay.
Lord. Hopefully in September it's going to be available everywhere else. My future plans, I would like to be half the artist my dad was. That's my plan.
If you're half the artist your dad is, you'll do very well.
Yes, I think I'll be doing very, very well.
And could you, just to finish it up, could you just describe your music for people who may not have heard it? What they would expect from your music and what they would expect from a show, seeing you.
Yeah. My music is a mixture of jazz, reggae, and African type of rhythms. So you put it all together, you get Nkulee Dube. So that's what my music is about. There's a lot of messages in there. There's a lot of fun songs in there, light songs. Nothing about songs, if I can say that. Nothing about. Yeah, so it's a fun album and it caters for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I'm so looking forward to seeing you tonight.
Thank you.